Okay, continuing along, we're moving on to part 4, where we're doing the ligation, this is 4A, ligation of P-glow into the P-bad MIC-His-C. Now remember, up to this point, we've got the vector cut and purified. It has a bagel 2 and an echo R1 site. Last time, we purified out the P-glow that has also been cut with bagel 2 and echo R1. We're going to mix them together, going to add DNA ligase, and with luck, this is what should happen. The plasmid, which was a linear pieces of DNA do not transform bacteria. The plasmid will become a circle by ligating in the P-glow fragment. Now, in order to do this and have a chance for success, we always try to put in a lot more of the P-glow than the P-bad. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a control. Really I should do a control for every single ligation, but I'm only going to do one. Connor, you win. I'm going to pick your sample. But basically, I'll take Connor's plasmid, which we have back there. I'll take Connor's P-glow, which we have back there, and we'll put them together, but we won't add any ligase. And then what should happen is that when we do the bacterial transformation, we should get 0 colonies. Unless, of course, you messed up, Connor. So we'll see. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you was the ligation protocol. Because you're going to need to copy this into your book. So let's see if you can see that. Try to get it arranged so you can see the whole thing. And back up a little bit. All right, it's best I can do. So you can see what we did is it's 2 microliters of T4 ligase buffer, 10 microliters of the P-glow fragment, 3 microliters of the cut, purified P-bad MIC-His plasmid. Sorry, if I said plasmid, I meant fragment. 4 microliters of water, 1 microliter of T4 DNA ligase, that adds up to 20 microliters. Now we mix it all up, we let it sit at room temperature for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to heat and activate it. That means I'm going to, after about 10-15 minutes, I'm going to stick it into the water bath, set it 65 degrees. That will destroy the ligase and everything else in there except our intact plasmid. And then we'll place it on ice until we can put it into the bacteria, which will be the next experiment. It's called a bacterial transformation. So let's go on back. I got things pretty well set up. I've already mixed everything together except the T4 DNA ligase. So we're working in the middle. If you can see, the yellow tubes, these all have the P-bad. So there's actually 15 tubes. We already gave some cut P-bad to people who had lost theirs. So everybody has a tube for that. Over here is the P-glow. Now we were missing actually KP's tube, but what I did is I took some of Sophie's and put it into KP's, not KB's, tube. Okay, so she should be good. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one tube. This is basically just the control tube, how we set everything up. So look at my protocol, 3 microliters of P-bad MIC-His. I said we were going to use Connor's. Connor, you win the lucky honor. So CS, that's Connor's. So we'll put in 3 microliters of his P-bad into the control tube. Okay. We're going to put in 10 microliters of his P-glow into the control tube. Now, as I do these, I mark them down that I've done them. So let's see, we've got those 2 marked. All right, let's get the water in. Water is 4 microliters. The thing that I'm going to add last is the ligase, although Connor's is not going to get any ligase because it's a control. All the other ones I'm going to add ligase to them. So there's 4 microliters of water. So the only thing he needs is the 2 microliters of the ligation buffer. So we'll stick in 2 microliters of buffer. I'm keeping that on ice at the moment. So I thought I was done with it, but I decided to do a control. All right, so we got 2 microliters of the ligation buffer. There you go. Okay, so Connor's control tube is done. Now, I'm starting on the actual tubes with ligase. So we set it to 1 microliter. See, 1 microliter. And then we just start putting them in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'll put them in, I move them back. Again, why do you think I do that? So I don't screw up, all right? The other thing you should do is you should always look at your tip and make sure that there's actually some material in it. 1 microliter is not very much, all right? And I always squirt everything into the very bottom of the tube. Don't squirt things onto the side wall of your tube. Okay, so I'm gonna try to work through these. I'm gonna pause it while I do the rest so you don't have to sit here and watch it forever. Okay, so all of them now have ligase except Connor's, and then we finger flick. How do you do that? You do it like this, okay? You do it quickly, and then we're gonna spin them all down, and then we just gotta wait 10 minutes. Already finger flicked Connor's. You're doing this to make sure everything gets mixed. All right, and then we'll spin them down. Well, you see me spin, but who cares? We'll throw them in anyway. Okay, AB is first. Well, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Okay, and then we'll do the next 6. 8, excuse me. Okay, well, it's been 10 minutes. Actually a little bit more, but good enough, close enough. We're gonna put them in the water bath. We have it set at 66, close enough to 65. All we gotta do is jam these into our yellow floater. I call them floaties, all right? Quickly, and again, as you see, I never push them all the way down so that the cap will touch the yellow, because you wanna try to keep the rim sterile, because water in the tank over there is not sterile. Even though it's 65 degrees, it's still got bacteria in it. So we quickly put these in here, and we put it in, and then guess what? We pause for 10 more minutes. Big fun, huh? All right, there. So now they're in the water bath, floating away happily. Time to set the timer for 10 more minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull them out. I'm going, actually first I'm gonna set the water back down to 42, because I'm gonna need it at 42 later. As you'll see in the next experiment we're gonna be doing. All right, I'm gonna put these into the ice bucket. Just wanna keep them nice and cold until we do the transformation. So the ice bucket still has the ligase and stuff in it, so I'll have to put that back in the freezer. These are going right here. So that ends this protocol. That's it as far as setting everything up for the ligation. They're ready to go for transfer.